You know what? We're not all shock jocks here, okay?
Give me some different introductions to what you've given us before. Do like an impression or something.
It's a serious. How am I supposed to do an impression?
Hey,
an impression of what?
Like 10, for example.
What?
A night 10 impression while introducing the players.
The only impressions I do are like the nerd voice thing. Again, Control is the impression guy.
So do that.
Spawning in at the top. No, there's no reason to right now.
That was good. Go ahead.
Spawning in at the top right corner. There's no point. Why? Spawning in at the top right, representing Team Solarius Gaming, we have JonSnow, obviously a Game of Thrones fan. Spawning in at the left, both players currently 1-1. We have Root, Minigun Chad Big Bones from Twitch Gaming, TTE Sports Root, Minigun. There you go. Is that good? You're laughing at me, not with me right now. Okay, I don't appreciate it.
I don't know why, but when you do this voice, you really remind me of Cartman from South Park.
Wow, thanks. I think.
All right. You should actually comment it all the time like this. It's really so funny. Hey, wasn't that the voice you made in the finals of Home Story Cup when we casted with In Control, and there was like this one fight in the last game of Tage IMC on Overgrowth?
Oh, the caster hype, right?
Yeah. That was so similar to that voice you just made.
Yeah, that's like the only voice I can do though. In Control's the guy you want for all the impressions, right?
Yeah. Can't you do a night 10 impression?
No. I don't do impressions, okay? None. I'll practice someday for you, okay?
Alright. For the first time, it does look like Chad is gonna go for a gateway followed by a gas. Which he was okay, no, he's gonna mine up normally from it. So we might see something different here since he doesn't have a second gas yet. Could be just a one gateway Nexus into second gas and then later on tech. What's up?
Do you think Chad will go for 4-gate pressure? JonSnow doing the 3 hatch before. Okay.
4-gate pressure with the Nexus or not?
Yeah, sure, with the Nexus. Yeah, not 4-gate all in.
Yeah,
I don't think, personally, I don't think you can hold off 4-gate with this opening. Even if you get link speed, I don't think it's possible unless the Protoss messes up. What do you think?
Oh, you mean 4-gate 1 base or with Nexus?
No, 4-gate with Nexus. Just 4-gate is like Zealot. I say pressure, but like it can end the game.
I think if you do a 4-gate, like you need to know if you're up against speed or not. If you're not up against speed, then you warp in Stalkers and you just kite endlessly until you kill like enough so that you can break the Zerg. So in this case, he's not up against speed. I think Chad cancels the Zealot. Yeah, he does cancel the Zealot. He's gonna start the Nexus, and yeah, if he goes for the 4-gate from now, he will probably aim for that third base and try and do damage. But I mean, it's holdable. It's difficult, but it's holdable. And remember the thing I talked about where like the third base is kind of out of position on his map and it's hard to hold.
Yeah, you can't like move a queen.
To JonSnow. Like how would he transfer a queen from the neutral to the third base to help and defend on this map?
And you never want to do that. You never want to have your queen just like walking on the out of creep when there's like Zealots being warped in because you never know like what's gonna happen. You know, like is he about to like surround the queen that's off creep? Like that's just always like a really awkward position to be in, I feel.
Yeah, so like one alternative would be to go for, but since he's only on one gas, I think JonSnow just wants to start speed.
It looks like Chad is going for the Stargate again. Is the Stargate a bit earlier than the other ones? It has to be, right?
Yeah, it's much faster because he went for the. And I really like that with this, he gets a Stalker. He's really gonna try and prevent as much as possible any kind of scouting from the Zerg player in this game.
For sure.
I wonder actually if that other Overlord that's at the bottom might be able to see it somehow. Like it's very important to see it. If you don't see it and you don't have a Spore, you lose like what, 8 drones?
Yeah, at least, and you can even still save the Oracle after that. It's really annoying to stop you because you need at least 2 queens at each base. You can't just stop it with 1 because with 1 the Oracle will just sit there and laugh at you and kill all your shit. You know.
Maybe since he's getting the Forge, there is a chance Chad might want to go for something like a few additional gateways and the +1. This is actually a super deadly build. Like
look at the vision of JonSnow.
But then if he goes into the main, the Lynx can get into the.
Chad.
No, this is right what he's doing. Oh, he needs to block the Lynx. Are they gonna do
he didn't use that. What? Oh man.
This is a big deal. He could have prevented that.
Definitely.
Come on, Chad.
Could have prevented it big time, and now all the spores are going up. However, even with 1 spore at each base, the Oracle can still snipe workers from the side.
Yeah, I mean, if you pull drones on time, though, shouldn't really happen. 11 more drones on the way. JonSnow feeling very safe. Gonna start completely take off
And I mean, he should. He scouted the Stargate. He's got those spores coming up.
No, the thing is, as I said, if there is a +1 plus some additional gates behind, but no, there's going to be a quick third base by Chad, which is going to be seen almost instantly by the Overlord. I think Minigun needs to make at least one Void Ray behind this to snipe the Overlords close by and be able to defend against any kind of like...
For sure. I'd be really surprised not to see him grab that Void Ray almost immediately too, as soon as he's got the money for it. And there
look, just made links. Why do you think? Does he want to get a cancel on that third, or do you think he might be getting attacked by additional Zealots?
No, I would do this every time. When you see that fast third go up and you know your opponent opens Stargate, why not make... Especially because he got that link speed early enough so that I think...
Because that Oracle is going to get 50 kills, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, that's a lot of links that are working down the Nexus. I don't know. Chad says, Chad's always told me he feels confident holding this off, but...
He's not going to get the wall off for the cannon here.
I feel like JonSnow needed to go for that Nexus immediately.
Look at it. Look at the Oracle. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at what?
At the Oracle.
Yeah?
Are you ready?
Oh, all the kills? But I think JonSnow might have been able to kill that Nexus if he would have went for it immediately instead of going for the gateway and then the cannon, no? Do you think?
He might still be able to get it, but I don't think so, yeah.
Not with the Oracle, they're not working.
Finish and Photon of a Charge will be up, so he's going to have to go back. 12 kills on the Oracle, going to continue on killing those links.
So that was actually really bad for JonSnow. He slowed his all of his gas is slowed down now. He could have made enough drones to mine every single gas.
That's why usually most top Zergs they drone when they see this rather than trying to go for links and getting cancelled. I mean,
yeah, sure. It kind of depends
on North America, but you know, in Europe it's different.
I mean, it depends. I feel like it depends. When you see a Protoss throw down a third at 7 minutes and he's got nothing on the ground, I don't know. I feel like it's possible to stop it with lings. But I mean, if the lings would have been there a little bit earlier and if he went right for the Nexus, I think he could have forced a cancel for sure. I think. But I mean, playing the macro is safer, you know, as you say, like, oh,
if you cancel it too early, then the Protoss doesn't care because he cancels it early and then remakes it when he has a little bit more.
But the Protoss isn't in the position to do that. He's got one gateway to produce. Like, what do you do? Then the Protoss has to sit and wait for like 3 warp-ins just to have a couple zealots.
So what? Like, I thought you meant that you just get a few links to get the first cancel. You just keep on making links?
No. You just get the first cancel, and then the Protoss is just sitting there with his thumb up his ass. He's like, well, this sucks. I'm waiting to take a fast third, and I can't. And now the Zerg is trying. I don't know. You know what? Well, there's just some... JonSnow's doing some weird stuff. 1-1 upgrades for lings coming in. You think this is going to turn into like a Queen, Ultra, Viper, Infestor game?
Yeah, I would love for him to do this because I think it's really good against a lot of Void Rays. Void Rays Colossus, like this is, for me, one of the hardest counter you can go for, to go for like Queen, Ultra. But the thing is, Chad has been so good with the scouting and transitions that even if JonSnow did that, I think Minigun might be able to transition very well into like Immortals, Archons, and just cut Colossus / Void Race on time to be good against it. He saw the double Evo, but I mean, he cannot know whether it's for Roaches and Range Engine. And no, Hydra then, Spire and Infestation Pit goes down, so JonSnow is like one of those guys that likes to keep his option open. He's like probably dating like 6 women at a time. Each with a different quality.
I think, maybe, what if we see Mutiling here? You think that's possible? Mutiling with Ling upgrades would be really strange, though. And he's got the Hydra too. I don't know. What do you think?
He's probably waiting to decide. The thing is, when you do this, usually you want to have an overseer across the map, able to see exactly what you're up against, and then you decide. But in this case, it's not happening. So JonSnow is not going to be able to know that he's up against a 1 Robo Colossus plus triple Stargate, which is basically super hardcore Void Ray Colossus with very Void Ray heavy composition. So if he makes the wrong call here, if he tries to get lucky by doing some random call, which it does look like it's going to be the case since he really doesn't have any... You
think he needs to try to get lucky if he's dating 6 different women though?
I knew you had to say something. You would have to say something about this at some point.
Hydras and Lings being produced for JonSnow. This observer sitting here. It's always really important as Zerg, I feel. You need to get an overseer over your army early on. Nothing is dumber than having a Protoss just looking at your army comp the entire game. I think it's pretty frustrating to lose a game versus Protoss, and then you check the replay and you see that observer, and you're like, oh god, he saw everything the entire time, you know?
Yeah. It would be a good idea, but that observer is in movement now, falling back. Needs to be careful here. How many? No, there's only 2 sentries, so I guess not too many force fields to try and do something here. The Oracle's still alive. Looking to spot that 4th base.
This is the time. I like this. So the mutas in the first game were a disaster because Chad was literally at JonSnow's door killing all of his stuff.
Yeah, now that there is 3 Stargates, they're gonna be good.
Well, I mean, you can do a lot. Even if
Continue.
you've got 3 Stargates up, like Chad's not ready for this right now. These mutas are gonna do damage. These mutas are gonna come in and they're gonna kill a lot of probes. And then ideally, as soon as you do that, you transition out of the mutas, right? Or I guess maybe you get infestors to catch the Phoenix. But I mean, like he's got 3 Stargates, so like you feel like, oh well, he's good, right? You could like wait, you just kind of joked at like he's got 3 Stargates, he's fine. No, these mutas.
Have it, guys. The guy who messaged me before the cast.
How many workers are gonna die?
The color just told us that those mutas are gonna do a lot of damage.
I'm gonna say 20 workers. That's my. Oh wait, never mind. Chad's not coming. All the void rays being pulled back. The Stargate being contaminated. 1 pylon going down.
T-probes, huh? Going down.
Wow. Never mind. What did Chad see it going down? I wonder what Chad saw it with. I didn't see what the music.
The overseer maybe. The overseer was a reverse retard magnet. Like it went down.
Okay, well, forget everything I said. This has to do a lot of damage. If this doesn't do a lot of damage, JonSnow's in big trouble.
The Lynx are gonna try to bridge the other base, but there's 2 cannons there, walled off decently. You can just swap in. The Muta's trying to catch something. No, they're not gonna get it.
20 probes, JonSnow.
The thing is, JonSnow's on 8 gases, so even though like this is looking bad and it's not doing any damage right now, he could take 2 infestors, and a lot of infestors against the Phoenix that you need to counter those mutas, plus the Void Race. He still has a chance.
Yeah, he does. But the biggest problem, the biggest scary thing about the Zerg right now in JonSnow's position is that if he doesn't get that money fungal off, or if Chad makes an attack, the mutas are kind of like dead weight supply, and they're really expensive dead weight. Because you can't really fight like head on if they're, especially if they're like Archons and Stalkers and Voiders. So I mean, like,
the thing is, he's maxed out and he's banking a lot of gas. You know what he should do? He should make an Ultralisk. Yeah, and he does that as I say it. I'm so smart. He gets the Ultralisk, and if he loses his entire army, like what's gonna be left for Minigun? Supposedly not much. Then you do an Ultralisk, Hydralisk transition, which is gonna deal very well with whatever's left.
With this many bases, you can even do Ultra. He can start pumping queens out too. 3, 6, 6 queens at a time.
Well, that's a terrible position for that KenZy. It's gonna get cancelled. Dark Shrine on the way up.
Oh no, Chad letting all of these links into his base, not watching his entrance at all.
He doesn't warp in at the ramp too. He could have warped in at the ramp so that they would only have the natural. The Dark Shrine is seen. Could even get cancelled here.
I don't even know if he's looking at it to cancel.
Yeah, they get some kills at the natural. I mean, this wasn't super good for. Oh, he's trying to get a close up on the Colossus.
All right, there's the 23 workers killed I was talking about. Predicted 5 minutes in advance. Pretty good, Destiny. Thank you.
Shut the fuck up. Lance is on the way, and 6 base as well. Yeah, I mean, man, that transition could do a lot. But the thing is, you have to lose your army far away from your bases.
Yeah, if you lose it right at the base, yeah, you'll just get camped. This Chad is like all in here, right? Like if Chad doesn't win here or do a lot of damage, he's in a pretty bad spot.
He's always gonna do a lot here, no matter what. But in this case, I fear for JonSnow, he might just die.
I don't like this. Look how JonSnow is making ultras, but he can only make 2 because he hasn't lost this army yet. I actually don't like JonSnow's position here at all. We've got 2 infestors out. Bungle's being wasted. I feel like those seem to be some.
The infestors coming from behind. They get good fungals.
But
he only has 2 more.
Yeah, only 1 more left. I don't think that's going to be enough. All the muta going down. 2 ultras in production about to pop out. 2 ultras are not going to be enough to stop this army here. JonSnow completely exhausting his bank. More ultras on the way. Hydra's on the way. With the production of JonSnow being camped. The 3rd base going down. 1 ultra popping out, getting killed almost immediately. 2nd ultra comes in. Not able to even kill a single Colossus. Going down again almost immediately after. JonSnow completely broke. Drops the GG. Good attack by Chad. Wow. Rip.
So our winner's match is gonna be the Root Boys.
Whoa.
Major versus Minigun and losers match Polt versus JonSnow. Oh, actually no, there is no.
Yeah, it's not technically a winner's match, but.
God damn it, I'm so used to it. Yeah, so actually everybody still plays everybody, but in terms of ranking right now, obviously Minigun and Major are doing well, and JonSnow and Polt not so much. Man, that's. I wonder now, like, what do you think? Who do you think, after seeing these games, who do you think are the favorites to make it out? Do you still think it completely depends on Minigun versus Polt and Minigun versus Major?
I mean, I think, not to discredit anyone in the group, but I think that our big set today is going to be game 5, set 5, and that's where we get to see Polt play versus Minigun. The next set that we see, Major versus Minigun, I mean, if Minigun wins there, he's got it, right? If Minigun wins there, he passes through. He'll be, even if he drops. I don't know. I have to look at the round robin.
Major's messaging me.
But
he's like who won? So I told him Mini, and he's like, so I play versus him, and if I win, I can get the fuck out.
Wow.
How does that make you feel,
for
Steven?
the tournament? I did post that like if we get to the 6th set and there's not like any purpose in playing it, that we'll just skip the games. We won't play them. I wouldn't because making both players go through that is kind of dumb, you know. So like if JonSnow is down 0-2 and Major's up 2-0 by game 6 or by set 6, then we'll know for sure that Major's advanced and JonSnow can't. So I wouldn't make him play those games, right? That makes sense.
Yeah. So if he wins, he can actually leave.
I think so.
Because he's sure to be through as first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Unless,
I need to look through all the permutations again. This is confusing, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. We'll figure it out.
We just formatting so long that we forgot how it goes.
Yeah, but
that's pretty sick to think about it.
Anyway, good games played by Chad and JonSnow. JonSnow put up an Emerald fight. It wasn't a steamroll by any stretch of the imagination, you know. John could have not easily, but John could have won the last game. I mean, it was pretty swingy. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll be back within 5 minutes. Guys, please, if you're watching, make sure you go to i.destiny.gg. Go down to that sponsor section. Check that stuff out. Let's Kung Fu. Guy wants to be a mini D9. Puts out interviews. I think he does show matches. He's got articles. Go check out his Facebook. I think that's what it links to. Video game voters. Make sure you go and sign up for that too, guys. You entered into a chance to win a free mini Zeus PC, which is pretty cool. It's probably better than whatever you're using now, right? But make sure you check that out. Really important. The gaming legislation might not seem as important now, but I mean, we've seen how much internet people have been battling legislation. You got the SOPA stuff and whatnot, so really important to stay informed there, especially because I know a lot of you guys are still maybe 5 or 6 years away from voting, but when you finally hit that age, it's going to be really important that you're kept up to date on the issues.
You make those too long and you talk too fast.
Well,
you need to shorten them a little bit and tell people to get on Twitter as well.
Spread the word. Yeah, get on Twitter, spread the
GSL,
word.
Destiny one.
Check out the Breakout Invitational. Well, I gotta hype the guys so people know why they should care, right? Check out the Breakout, the Breaking Out guy. Really cool, up and coming. And I'm trying to shorten it. You know what? Screw you. Check that stuff out. Go click his link. Up and coming NA stuff. We always talk about how the NA scene needs more charity, and here's a guy who's willing to give it. So go check that out. Yard watches, Yard, I think it was Yard. I'll double check again after. I always forget how to pronounce that. Check out the wood watches. They're freaking sweet. Except the website might be crashed at the moment because you guys are so wonderful. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and check all that stuff out. We're gonna take like a less than a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with our next set. That is going to be Major versus Minigun. That'll be a crazy set. Our two, I guess it's kind of like a winner's match. You could pretend it is. But yeah, we'll be back in a little bit, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.